Hello world, hello world. Welcome back to my channel, Call Me Biz. Tom Segura meeting Bruce. This is not happening. Shout out to This Is Not Happening. That's actually a dope little series, man. Everything I've reacted to from that little series from Comedy Central has been fire. And shout out to Bruce. Let Bruce hit it. I remember Bruce. What was it? Comic View way back when you had to stay up late to watch stuff like that on BET. Yo, shout out to the old BET, man. When I was a kid, BET was lit. But anyways, yeah. Look, if you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment. Let me know that you are here. Hit that subscribe button. Or if you are an OG, look, we do offer memberships. You know, if you want to help support the channel and help us grow, that would be amazing. I appreciate and love all y'all. And yo, even the Ghost Watchers, I love you too. All right, let's go ahead and see what this is about.
It's how I imagine serial killers feel when they meet each other the first time. They're like, you know, you do it differently than on the way I do it, but I totally respect your commitment to the craft.
This is the shortest one I've seen. It's only 6 minutes and 55 seconds long.
Welcome to This Is Not Happening, everybody. Thank you. So here's the show. It's just a bunch of funny people, and we're all telling true stories. Please give it up for a very good friend of mine, Mr. Tom Segura, everybody.
All right. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but comedians' lives are lonely. It's a lonely existence. I mean, you're in airports and hotels and just cities with strangers every week. It gets lonely. Like, it really does. Like, you can only masturbate like so many times before you're like, I gotta get something to eat, you know? Like, it's one of those things.
Balance it out.
You gotta find something to boost you up. You know what's the biggest boost? The biggest spark when you're on the road is actually running into another comedian. It's the best. I can't even describe it to you. It's the one thing that you're like, yes. If it's a comedian you already know, it's like a reunion. If it's a comedian you've never met, there's so much excitement at the potential. You're like, oh, is he going to be weird? Is he going to be hilarious? Is it going to be hilarious how weird he is? Like, there's so much there. You know, it's how I imagine serial killers feel when they meet each other the first time. They're like, you know, you do it differently than on the way I do it, but I totally respect your commitment to the craft. Like, you keep their toes in jars. That's nuts. That's awesome. So I'm at the airport, and I'm waiting to board a flight. And who do I see at the gate boarding the same flight? The comedian, Bruce. Now, if you don't know who Bruce is, super successful comic. He's had TV shows. He sells out clubs and theaters everywhere. He's awesome. I've never met him. I see him at the gate. I'm like, I'm going to go talk to Bruce. And then I go, no, you're not. Bruce doesn't want to talk to you. So I don't say anything. Then we board the flight, and I get upgraded. Whoa! Upgraded. And now, who is sitting directly across the aisle from me? Bruce. Now I can't help myself. Now I have to say something. So I introduce myself to Bruce. Now, for this to really make sense to you, if you don't know who he is, I have to paint a picture, okay? Bruce is black, he has dreads, and he's a big boy, all right? Like, when you say your name twice, there's a lot of you. Bruce is like 4 bills, okay? So I might name myself Tom if I gain another 100 pounds. So I'm sitting across the aisle from Bruce, and I introduce myself, and he could not be nicer. Just to give you an idea of his status, we're at the gate on this plane, and the flight attendant announces that we're stuck at the gate. And she says, you can get off if you want to. Just take your boarding pass with you, and then you can get back on. So as I'm talking to him, and they say that, I go, I'm not getting off. And he goes, I'm not getting off. And then a woman, a passenger from the back of the plane, walks up and she leans down to him and she goes, I'm getting off. Is there anything you want or need? And he goes, I would love some candy. And she goes, candy? And he goes, Twix, Skittles, shit like that. And then she gets off the plane, and I go, who is that? And he goes, I don't know. And I'm like, are strangers just buying you candy? And he goes, yeah.
That's his thing, I guess.
Like, that's Bruce status, okay? So we keep talking. We start talking about gigs that we've done, and we start talking about comedians and who's funny, who are the funniest comics ever. And we start literally listing comedians through time. Like, we start with, like, Lenny Bruce and Dick Gregory, and we talk about George Carlin and Richard Pryor, all the way through Eddie Murphy, and then to today, you know, Kevin Hart and Dave Attell. And then Bruce says, that's all good, but do you know who the funniest cat of all time is? Now, I think it's a setup. I think he's going to be like, it's me, bitch. I'm the like, it's like that, right? That's what I think it's going to be.
That's what I thought, too.
And I'm going to let him have it. So I go, nah, like, who's the funniest cat of all time? And he goes, Andy Griffith. And I go,
Who?
What?
Who?
And he goes, Andy Griffith. And I go, are you talking about, like, that dude? And he goes, yeah, you ever been to the Andy Griffith Museum before? And I go, what kind of question is that? No, of course not. Man. Like, is that real? And he goes, real? They have the car that he used to sit in, and you can sit in it too. And you can touch shit that he used to touch. And he goes, did you ever see episode 215 of the Andy Griffith Show? And I go, no, ass burgers. I didn't see episode 215.
That's so specific.
And he goes, that's my favorite episode. It originally aired March 13th, 1967. And I go, are you fucking with me right now? And he goes, nah, it was March 13th, 1967. And then he ate Twix and he didn't talk to me for the rest of the flight. But I am begging you, if you ever see Bruce anywhere, walking around, sitting down, at a show, anywhere, just go, hey man, Andy Griffith is the shit. And he'll be like, oh no, I've been saying that shit. And he'll lose his mind. That's it for me. You guys are the best.
Hey man, you be surprised. Andy, I think Andy, that name sounds somewhat familiar, but I can't kind of like put a, but you'll be surprised what people are into, because a lot of that stuff, man, here's how I look at it. A lot of the times, depending on where you grow up and how you grew up, you kind of, especially when it comes to media, like I grew up watching a lot of Jim Carrey, a lot of Robin Williams. You know, it's crazy. I was watching those people before I was even watching the Chris Tuckers and the, cause a lot of the movies we used to watch were like it was just white comedic actors, and the shows we used to watch. We used to watch shows like I can't like I don't know if y'all remember Passion, right? Like my mom used to watch Passion, so we used to watch shows like that, and it'd be weird, like the stuff that you like from a kid as an adult, even though your taste might have changed, but those things you still remember, like it's still a part of you. You feel me? So so that's why it's always weird when you see somebody is interested in something that you wouldn't think they're interested in. It's probably because of their parents or, you know, the person who was putting them onto things when they were a kid. We used to watch a lot of shows that, you know, if I told my homies, yo, this used to be my shit, they'll be like, why were you watching that? I don't know. And we watched a whole lot of like action stars like Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, the dude that played Rambo, I always forget his name. Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and shit like that. Like, so you just become a fan. But Andy Griffith, let me look up who Andy Griffith is, because that name sounds so familiar. I'm like, Andy Griffith? The Andy Griffith Show. Let's see. Oh, okay. I never watched that shit. That's way before my time. But yeah. So man, but every time Tom imitates a black person, it's so over exaggerated that it's hilarious, man. Shout out to Tom. That was a cool little story. But I don't like meeting celebrities and famous people. I haven't met too many. I've met some, I guess, but it's like not nobody super famous that I just don't care for celebrities. I guess I'm not a person who get excited for other people unless I know them. Like I'd be thinking like, who would I be excited like to really, really meet? And I'm like, yeah. Probably, I used to think Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne, every time I see him, and I'm just like, I wouldn't want to talk to that guy. He's a great rapper. What could I say to that guy? And I'd be thinking people who passed away, like a Tupac, or I don't know. I never had the desire ever. Look, I used to do shows. We used to open up for like artists or whatever. I never had the desire to meet said artists. I was just never that person who cared to meet celebrities, because even when I was younger, people, every time they talk about meeting celebrities and their heroes, it's always a horrible story. So I learned that a lot of these people are just shitty people, and it's not even that they're shitty people, they are human. So when you come in at them and you put them on this pedestal, and then you realize they're just like, oh, this dude is even less interesting than me. We gotta separate the art from the I don't know. But anyways, y'all let me know how you felt about that in the comment section below. Shout outs to that show, man. Shout outs to what's the name of it? This Is Not Happening. Great segments. And if you made it this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you like the video. Leave a comment. Let me know that you were here. I do appreciate it. Also, you could become a member. That would be really dope. And check out these videos right here. I'll see y'all in the next one. And guess what? You better be there. Peace.